Hi lovelies, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 23. It started as a Saturday, and guys, I just love days like this. Woke up really early in the morning. The boys wanted pancakes, but I was not in the mood for all of that. As you know, typical Saturdays are for akara and momo and things like that. Yam and egg. All this pancake was not my portion this morning. But anyway, I made that with my trusty helper. Daniel has been volunteering a lot more in the kitchen these days, as you guys can probably tell from the last vlog. But anyway, we went ahead to just prep our batter in the blender. Basic pancake ingredients. But anyway, you guys will be seeing this video on Vlogmas Day 24. And you guys, as I speak, I am preparing to go to church. I'm speaking in the future, but you get the gist. Anyway, you guys, don't snooze. Prepare to go to the shops very early. Start monitoring the prices. Don't be in a rush to buy. Check multiple stores and just try to weigh your options. Don't do impulse buying. Don't say because Tola Lusi said. Try to see what is important to you, what you really need. I know these sales are not just for produce, they're also for clothing items as well. And I know people have been going they've been going AWR with these sales. You don't buy what you see, buy what you need. Okay, so let's apply caution with our sales. I know I've been hammering on it, but I just wanted to make sure that I've also said this to just balance it out. Okay, all right, so I will be stopping at Farm Foods later on tomorrow. Well, today. You guys get the gist. I'm confusing myself at this point, but you guys, I want to check Farm Foods because that's where I get most of my frozen meat from. So I want to see if they have any sales. I'll also be stopping at Aldi because I'm an Aldi girl. I'll be stopping at Aldi and Asda later on today just to see what they have for their sales. But anyway, you guys, back to the vlog. I was going to have momo, and I don't know how many of you remember that I bought lentils. And that was from a recipe that I've seen someone try out in South Africa. I think I tasted it, but I wasn't convinced about the taste. Then I saw Asa do this recipe, and I said, okay, let me try it for myself. Let me see what the hype is about. So these are red lentils. They're actually quite different from the lentils that I'm used to eating. I usually buy the black lentils, and that's what I mix with rice. But these are the red ones, and apparently they're supposed to taste like beans. Okay, so that's what we're trying out. They were actually very cloudy, so I had to wash that multiple times, and after soaking it, this is what it looks like. I'm using my half habanero pepper from yesterday, as well as 2 chili peppers and 1 whole onion. I'm blending the batter with half of the onion. I'm just going to give that a quick blend with some ginger as well. In retrospect, I feel like I should have blended this with some chicken broth. I'm also adding crayfish because I feel like this lentils, even though it looks like beans, it kind of needs help because honey beans are sweet beans, whereas this lentil are kind of bland, to be honest. Okay, so I've added the appropriate amount of water for momo. I'm just giving that a quick whirl. But anyway, this is the batter we're working with. I'm just going to whisk that so that we can incorporate air into it, and the momo can rise and rise and rise. Okay, because there's no point in eating momo if it's going to be flat and unappealing. Okay, so a quick 2 minutes with the whisk, and we're good to go. I'm just going to be chopping up some onions into my batter. I'm also going to be flaking out my fish that we had from earlier. I boiled that with some eggs. I'm just going to be deboning that, making sure that the bone is out of it because it has done its work. It has given us good stock. In retrospect, again, I feel like I should have added the stock of the fish into the batter, but lessons learned. I'm also using 2.5 eggs. I'm cutting those into chunks. I'm going to be pouring that into our batter just so that we can have substance in our momo. Okay, the last and not the least, we're adding some oil. Please make sure you salt this to taste. Check for salt, and if you use Maggi in your momo, feel free, go to town. Anyway, a little water just because the batter was a bit thick, and I'm just trying to give it a gentle stir because I don't want to lose all the air pockets I worked so hard to build. Okay, so I'm using these tin foil containers. I bought this one at Tesco, and I love that it had name and dates on it so that you can know what content you have there. I'm just oiling them and making sure that they are greased for the oven so that the momo comes out easily. There's no point struggling with a momo in the container. But anyway, I'm just dishing that up into the 4 corners, and I'm going to be putting the foil side down to seal this baby up. I'm boiling some water in the kettle, and that is what I'm going to be pouring into the pot first, because there's no point putting momo in cold pots. Okay, so waiting for the water to boil. As I'm doing that, I'm also sealing these off and getting ready to boil them or to steam them in my pot. I'm using my Aldi pot, you guys. Aldi is still a plug. With the current rising, cost of living and all of that, Aldi is still your best bet. I'm just lining that with a pot, what's it called, these things you put the pot on just so that it doesn't burn your worktop, because I don't want the momo to have direct contact with the burner. I'm putting the momo on top of that and then layering them on top of themselves, and that is it, you guys. I just let my momo steam for a good, I think, 30-35 minutes on medium heat, and my momo was done. It did not smell like momo, to be honest. I was getting the smell of the fish, the crayfish and all of that. But you guys know, it's a very good substitute. Make sure that you season it well, because it will need all the help it can get. It's a good alternative if you can't buy beans all the time. Just checking to see if it is done. It was really flaky, really airy, and honestly, if not for the taste, you wouldn't know it is momo. But is that not the whole point of it? Well, anyway, you guys, this is my reaction to the momo. It was actually quite tasty because the fish and everything gave it a boost. But yeah, this is my unbiased raw opinion of the lentils into beans. You guys, no darling, let's go out en masse. Let's go out and get meat for the year. My meat from last year lasted me up until August, I think, August this year. So it's a good buy. I'm also going to try to go for other produce and not just turkey, because last year I bought 5. This year I'm looking to diversify, buy chicken, turkey, and maybe lamb and pork as well. So I'll see you guys in day 24.